wanna get it, going all in and I won't stop winning. Whip it, flip it, I just wanna get it, let it all go and I won't stop winning.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for taking a look at it. What do I have for you awesome people today? We're gonna talk about how your mini series, either bulking or cutting, is costing you some serious gains. So if you guys didn't know, a bulk is when you gain body fat, you gain overall lean mass, and you are attempting to put on size. Now, this is in virtue of a lot of different things, but for the most part, it helps you build that foundation. You're constantly stacking on that lean mass, and I think the optimum time to stop bulking is when you get to around 16 to 20% body fat. If you've ever seen Jay Cutler or Phil Heath off season, they look doughy. And a lot of people say like, hey, that's too much. At their level, that makes sense for them to put on 40, 50 pounds during a bulk. Obviously at our level, because they're genetic freaks, that level for us is gonna be a little bit different. But I don't go based off weight, I go based off body composition. So I think that 16 to 20, that's about the upper echelon of the limit. What's nice about being at that time is you're gonna be the strongest you've ever been. You're gonna have the carbs, you're gonna have the fats, you're gonna have the energy to put up heavier weights, longer times in the gym, and you're just gonna have an overall atmosphere within your body to put on lean body mass and help with that overall strength. And obviously the other end of the spectrum is a cut. When you go from that heavy percentage of 20, 16% body fat, something like that, to commonly around like the 10 to 13. Obviously if you're on the stage grind trying to compete, that number is gonna be single digits, probably somewhere down to like 5, 6% body fat. But for 98% of people, that 10 to 13% body fat is the ideal cut. You're aesthetically pleasing, you have muscle striations galore, probably better than that. And for the most part, you look the strongest you've ever been. The problem there lies that you are not. You are carb deficient, you are fat deficient, you still have a good protein base, but you really need those carbs. Your body is fueled obviously off carbs and fat. So although you look the strongest, you perform weakest. Weakest is a very subjective term. You could still be really strong, but you're not as strong as you used to be when you're bulking. So you are at your weakest. But there's a lot of things that could be said about a cutting phase that's good. I mean, you get the extra weight off you, your body's gonna be a little bit healthier, you're eating cleaner, you're skipping some extra cheat meals that you probably shouldn't be doing, but like I said, you give away that strength for the look. And that's all very goal specific. Do you wanna just look good? Because a cut's gonna get you there. Do you wanna be very strong? Because a bulk's gonna get you there. Which is where I say the middle ground, which is what we do in the 253 community, is the preferred method, which is not cycling either one of those. You wanna be really strong, you wanna be pretty cut, you go in the middle, lean bulk. So that's what we do. You stay around that 13, 15% body fat. You've seen the videos, you have a decent six pack, you still have really good muscle striations. People think you're not only strong, but you're also aesthetically pleasing. That's what I do. So that's the solution to all of this. Why I think your mini cut is killing your gains is because you never get the time in either category. So if you're doing a 1 month bulk and then a 1 month cut, you never stay strong for too long to really concrete those gains. Because if you've ever stopped benching for 2 months or a month, or if you got injured and stopped squatting for a month, the second you stop lifting that heavy weight, you really lose that strength. At least most of the time. Everyone's gonna be different, I'll definitely agree with that. But for the most part, if you stopped your zone, say you're bulking, right? And you stop lifting that 325, that 315, you start your cutting phase, and now you're doing high volume training with 185 or 215, whatever, you are not gonna be able to hit that heavy weight when you're in the cutting. So you never really get a long time to foundation to really sink in those gains. And then right back to it, you spend so little time, that 1 month in the cut, that you never really get a chance to perhaps make your goals. People are gonna see you aesthetically pleasing, you're gonna be nice and shredded, but not for too long, because that mini cut is gonna get you there and then you're gonna bulk again in a month. So you're never really spending the realm in each category. You're only spending a short amount of time. Now why I think people like to do this, it's really fun to see the results of you getting big and then shredded, and then big and then shredded. And it kind of gets you a little bit more regularized in your eating, because you can go really strict for a month and then you can go really lackadaisical, because bulking is the biggest excuse to eat like crap and that's probably killing the gains too. But for the most part, people don't want to stay regimented, low carb, super deficient for too long. So they say, hey, I'm gonna cut for a month and then I'm gonna eat like crap and bulk like a month. So for the most part, like I said, you never really stay too long in either one, and you never get the benefits. You don't get to stay shredded for too long, but you don't get to bulk and stay huge for too long. So you kind of just end up in this middle ground of just like blah. So if you've ever seen those people who bulk really quickly, they cut really quickly, they're in the gym 4 days a week, but they never really sort of change. They kind of stay that middle ground. They never really get big gains. They never get really shredded. That's what I think, perhaps if that's you, that's what I think is getting you stuck in that infinite loop of just never really being in either category, so you get stuck in the limbo in between both. Now, what does it boil down to get out of the limbo? Pretty much it comes down to setting your goal. What I think it really boils down to is, do you want to be really strong? For yourself, are you trying to get the biggest and the strongest you can get, or do you want everyone to think you lift? Because if you've ever seen the whole argument between power lifters and aesthetic physique competitors, one people are gonna say they're really strong and one people are gonna say they look really good. It really comes down to what your goal is. So you really have to sit down and be like, do I want people to think I lift? Do I want people to say, oh, that guy looks really good, like he must work out? Or do you want them to know you work out? All that stuff aside, I just really want you to think about perhaps either sticking to a seasonal split, which I think a lot of people do, which is sort of the cliche, you bulk like all of the end of summer and then sort of like the middle and beginning of winter, and then you shred down the last like month of winter time, right, boom, into summertime, you have a nice six-pack and you're shredded. I think that 6-month split, because in Washington State, we only have 2 seasons. It's either raining or it's sunny for like 2 weeks. So either that 6-month split, which I think does give you a really solid time in each category. You stay shredded for the whole summer, which is like 3 months if you live in a place that has sun, or you stay really nice and strong for that sort of winter and spring sort of mix right there. So you get a lot of time in both zones and you get a chance to enjoy the perks of both. The best bet for all of you guys watching, and I urge you to try it, is lean bulk. I've said before, time and time again, that the upper lower split is superior. I also think the lean bulk is superior as well. Athletes like Bradley Martin, I mean, you see like a lot of these big aesthetic guys, they lean bulk because they want to get the benefits of both. They want to be really big because people in the industry go, wow, that guy's big, he must be really strong. But you also have to be really cut, because if you look really big, you're a power lifter. If you look really skinny, you're a CrossFitter. So all these big physique guys, they want to lean bulk because you, again, want the perks of both. So I think you guys should really try the lean bulk. It's the best of both worlds. So if you're starting to think maybe you're losing some gains, maybe you're never really getting the benefits of your cut or the strength gains of your bulk, make sure to check out this video. Make sure to maybe think about doing a lean bulk program. If anything, switch it up for a little bit, try something new. Change becomes change. I'm gonna say that a lot throughout this channel forever, how long we continue doing this YouTube. Change becomes change. So you sometimes just gotta switch it up a little bit. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you are a lean bulker, make sure to shout that out in the comments below. Walking around like a giant but still looking shredded. If maybe you think your gains are hurting and you want some advice, or you want to talk about fitness or life, anything, put it in the comments, smash the like button. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope your guys' day is going well, and take it easy, everyone.
Why always me?